Even knowing that the students are surrounded by science in their everyday lives, we wonder why so many of them, around 12 years old, lose their interest in science and technology. Can you imagine an educational system where the students enjoy studying? How can we make them strive to study and learn new things in science? Without no doubt, the key to achieving this is motivation. Let's take a look to the initial question. How can we motivate our students in science topics? Let's listen to the general opinion on how we teach them the science subjects.
Boring. For them, very boring.
Boring?
Maybe boring.
Boring.
It's very boring. It seems obvious that our students don't like the way we teach them science subjects. Students who declare themselves science enthusiasts are not even particularly motivated. It also seems clear that the traditional method of teaching science, which consists of starting with theory and developing into practical exercises, and perhaps concluding with experiments in the lab or participating in excursions outside the school, doesn't motivate them at all. Honestly, are you surprised?
Bueno, més que l'estan perdent el seu interès, l'estan perdent el seu interès en l'assignatura. No pas en la ciència i la tecnologia. O sigui, el jovent d'avui en dia li encanta la tecnologia. No, el que es perden és el seu interès per les assignatures.
We are in the era of mobiles, social networks, Instagram, and YouTubers that our students live with every day. Technology has become an extension of themselves. However, despite that, they have lost interest in technology and their boring sister, science. So clearly, we are doing something wrong. I invite you to join us in watching the exciting 30-month trip that 5 European schools and 1 Israel school made to rebirth developing resistance towards science subjects. Welcoming to Open Science Schooling.
It's really important for us, and I think that we need to teach kids from very young age that how science is important, and we don't have to tell them that science is important. We need to show them it, and they will understand it by themselves.
The classic educational system was designed to provide workers to factory assembly lines during the years after the Industrial Revolution, and in essence has not changed much. Do we really believe that the way we teach our young people can work the same as it did 200 years ago? We teach them to obey orders and to be rewarded for doing exactly what we tell them to do. We are training them not to think, only to be good workers in an assembly line. However, has the world not changed since the Industrial Revolution? Do you believe we have to teach the young minds of today the same as they were taught 2 centuries ago? In today's world, how far will they get if they only know how to obey others? It seems obvious that we have to do something to teach students how to deal with the supposedly difficulties of science subjects and become an active part of the education system. We understand that this change is not easy, and it has been shown that the main obstacle is not students, but changing the method of teachers.
Agora, o maior obstáculo, penso que primeiro somos nós, professores.
Science is a very difficult subject, and when the teacher only reads the book, you don't memorize all the things. So when you do science missions like experiments, you can touch materials, you can feel it yourself, and you're a part of it, not just reading and listening, because you won't memorize all of it. So yeah, you think you need to do more science missions.
What we will try to do is achieve a significant improvement in the learning process, not by simplifying it, but by increasing the motivations of the students in order to get them interested, or even better, get them passionate about science and technology, and to overcome the fear that they must have and the boredom that many of them feel. To do it is necessary to lose a little of the absolute control that we have over their academic life and give them more freedom, leaving the door open for the emergence of their initiative, autonomy, critical thinking, and creativity that our students, girls and boys, have inside and that the classic education system has repressed to the point that it almost disappeared.
Projekt polega na eksperymentowaniu w nauczaniu, czyli uczeniu się ze społeczności, która już wykorzystuje zdobycze wiedzy i nauki, i my chodzimy i podpatrujemy, w których obszarach i gdzie ta nauka jest wykorzystywana, i chcemy ją trochę powtórzyć, trochę rozbudować na swój własny szkolny sposób.
And we are trying to bring about a new didactical way of learning science at school. And the idea with open science schooling is that the community is integrated into what the students learn about science, so that the students find science relevant in their own lives. So they go about in the community, find real problems, understand the science behind those problems, and then trying to propose solutions to those problems. The ideas that they develop as a way of providing solutions to real life problems in society. So it's their development in different areas of the 21st century skills, including entrepreneurship, including problem solving, including creativity. It is a very innovative way of doing science, of learning science, of teaching science. And we really are trying to understand how it actually works in practice. And that's why very innovative schools like this one have taken part of this project to test it. This intercultural and intra-country collaboration across these 5-6 countries in Europe that are developing this have been very rewarding for the students.
It won't be easy to change the way we teach them.
Is that the teachers have been used to teaching the way they do now, and it will be kind of weird and new to them to suddenly change how they teach, and they will have to get used to it as long as the students.
There were some difficulties, as I said, when we had to go during our school time to find soil and everything, because some of the teachers, like a like a Lithuanian language teacher, a math teacher, didn't want us to go during their lessons because we would, well, in a way, we would skip them, and then we had to catch up with all of the work, and they didn't want that to happen, but we somehow pursued them to let us go.
It seems obvious that many teachers and students are fully aware about the problem. We are not teaching them science in a way that makes it interesting or motivating. The teachers want to introduce significant changes in the way they teach our young people. So let's see what the teachers of the project have expressed about their motivations.
I think that what motivates me when I see my students wish to be engaged more and more, and also their willingness to help, to share, to think, to reflect. This is also what I like, and I can see how the project activities arise their curiosity, which is very important if you want to get knowledge, new knowledge.
The first thing which motivates me to take into consideration and go deep into open science schooling is the free choice for teachers and for students to work on. We can do very different things, and we've got money for it. We can go outside of the school and we can share with our passion, we can implement in students' passion, we can get the students' creativity on board and work on it.
And we have many reasons to change how we teach our students.
Eu quis entrar nisto porque eu sinto necessidade e porque sinto que os alunos sentem necessidade desta mudança. E que se esta mudança não ocorrer, nós, professores, perdemos, os alunos perdem e a sociedade também perde.
How can we apply the science or scientific knowledge in everyday life? It's so easy. We have found the ways, for example, to show to the children who are probably not interested in science, to show them that they still will have to deal with scientific subjects or things or questions or cases in everyday life, like choosing their professions. Every profession has a lot of scientific things which are necessary to do it successfully, and we try to show our children the necessity of being a part of the scientific citizen, as I tell them, because I call our project like a scientific country, and we are the citizens of this country, and we have to be real citizens and do our best.
The educational theory of constructivism is based on the fact that the knowledge is generated from the interaction between ideas and experience, and the deliberation we make about this process. It is clear that the student is the center of the learning process and has an absolutely active role in this process, instead of the old role of passive receiver of information. Moreover, the constructivism asserts that learning is more effective when learners are involved in the production of tangible objects from the real world. Let us be clear in what is not OSS. Punctual visits to museums, enterprises or scientific centers, going into internet looking for information or listening to science conferences. That is okay, but that is only modernization of teaching techniques. This is not OSS. Open science schooling is an immersive, deep involvement in real-world scientific missions. Open schooling is where schools, in cooperation with other stakeholders, become an agent of community well-being. Families are encouraged to become real partners in school life and activities. Professionals from enterprise, civil and wide society are actively involved in bringing real-life projects into the classroom.
According to me, the best way to learn science is through seeing the science in real life, in everyday life, in small things like that. I have to agree that we also have to learn some theory in order to do those things, because we don't have the knowledge in order to do them. So theory is also important, but not only theory and exercises, but also experiments and things in everyday life that we can see and actually see the usage of science.
Well, I think it's a way of learning science outside the school walls and trying to get connected with science and technology. But outside school, outside the strict walls of a room class or school itself, in order to know where we can find, where students can find science and technology related with the topics they usually study in classes.
Eu posso descrever este projeto como uma oportunidade para as pessoas verem a ciência de uma forma diferente, não verem a ciência só como um trabalho de laboratório, mas também verem como um trabalho que pode ser realizado em qualquer parte do mundo, até mesmo, por exemplo,
pode ser feito em qualquer lugar do mundo, anda-se na rua e podemos encontrar ciência só ao virar da esquina.
I think it's a different way of studying. It's a different way to engage the students and to open their minds. Because whenever you take the kids outside the classroom, they think in a different way. They enjoy much more. Because even when I think about myself, going outside the classroom always makes me happy because I'm not. Sometimes you feel in the classroom closed, like in a small prison, and then when you go out, you kind of open your mind, you open your heart, and you can use your imagination and your curiosity better.
On the environment and the circumstances of each country and school, there are different approaches to how to implement OSS. Let's hear what the teachers say.
A primeira parte que nós fizemos foi a metodologia mostrar o que é há aqui na sociedade. Que apesar de sermos uma cidade pequena, comparada com outras, mas temos aqui uma riqueza muito grande. E a primeira parte da metodologia foi essa, mostrar aos alunos o que é que há, para eles conhecerem. Porque a concepção que eles tinham de onde é que se fazia ciência era aqui na escola, aqui no laboratório, de vez em quando, fora da sala de aula. Eles não têm conhecimento da nossa sociedade, o que é que existe.
We apply everyone. We apply it in a different way. We adopt it to our environments, to our traditions and customs probably, and also the laws and rules of the schools and whatever. But I think we are here also doing this project, taking part in it, to try to, as we told yesterday, break the rules, right? To try not to break the laws again, but break the rules or try to bring some new wins into our work. So I think that this project for me, it's very easy to apply in my school because I find all the topics applicable in one or another subject, with no problem, with no changes in the curriculum. So I think it depends on the personality and on the teachers how we will find the way to apply this or that component of the project. So I think for me it's easy because I like the topic very much and the student like the topic because in every subject, as I told you, chemistry, biology, physics, technologies, domestic science, English, we can find the real life situations which are necessary for the project fulfillment, for example.
As atividades têm que ser para motivar, que foi aquilo que já foi falado no projeto, não pode ser aquelas atividades pontuais que acontecem todos os anos. Porque se nós formos a desenvolver essas, professor, sim, já fizemos no ano passado com outro professor. Já fizeram, já. Então vou fazer esta. Já fizemos no ano passado, já vi num vídeo. E são atividades experimentais que não têm um propósito específico. É uma atividade, realmente tem alguma curiosidade, mas que não tem um propósito específico.
I think sometimes the student still doesn't have the proficiency to know what's the most important things and what's the less important things, and sometimes they focus not on the main subject, so you really need to teach them the methods of working and researching. I think that's the main thing, you can't just send them do whatever you want, you really need more focus on the methods and less focusing on the materials. So I think this is part of the, if you want to change the way of learning, you really need to change also the methods, what you teach them, because you really need to teach them some of the methods that will help them. Because sometimes we think our kids, our students from the new age, they know everything and they know the media and they know how to operate everything, but a lot of them do not know everything, yes. And you really need to give them the tools so they can do it better. And this is part of the thing, if you want to improve the way of teaching, you give them the tools to do it. This is my opinion. You really need to give more tools during the program.
I tried to show them not only the core project, which is the research in Yata Reserve, or it will be another in the following year, but also I tried to make the breaks with the workshops, which it's impossible to provide at school, so it's why we are going outside the school to universities to take part in some interesting classes like brain dissection, for example.
Στην αρχή ξεκινήσαμε με κάποιες συζητήσεις με τους μαθητές, ώστε να δούμε ποιο είναι το πρόβλημά τους και όταν λέω πρόβλημα εννοώ γιατί δεν ενδιαφέρονται τόσο πολύ για τις φυσικές επιστήμες, ώστε να μπορέσουμε να το προσπεράσουμε. Έτσι μας είπανε και καταλάβαμε μέσα από αυτές τις συζητήσεις ότι τους λείπουν περισσότερο τα πειράματα, πράγμα που κάναμε και είναι κάτι που τους αρέσει και τους ενδιαφέρει. Προσπαθήσαμε να συνδέσουμε περισσότερο αυτά που έχουν ήδη μάθει με καθημερινές διαδικασίες και με πράγματα που τους χρειάζονται στη ζωή τους και κάποιες συναντήσεις που κάναμε με κάποιους ειδικούς, ώστε να δουν ότι αυτοί οι άνθρωποι δεν είναι εξωγήινοι, δεν είναι κάτι τελείως διαφορετικό από αυτούς, ότι ήταν και αυτοί στη δική τους θέση και μετά από χρόνια μπορούν και αυτοί με σκληρή δουλειά να φτάσουν σε αυτό το επίπεδο και να χρησιμοποιούν τις φυσικές επιστήμες χωρίς να τους φέρεται κάτι παράλογο.
Let's see now what the students think about OSS practice.
But I do believe that it changed my perspective on how society sees science and what can I do. Like it connected me to the field in that social way. And I think it's important, especially if I want to work in this field later in my life.
I think that when we experience something, we understand it better, we have more interesting to this that we're doing, anything that it is. And we have to research by ourselves, not only the teachers say that you have to learn this paragraph, so the next day you have to say it, and then you just forgot it because it was for the lesson only. And if we had more innovative ways and methods to do the subject, it would be better for us.
It is very interesting. I like it a lot because we are learning science in a non-theoretical way. We are seeing how things go, and we are not stuck in a classroom just studying, just going for that way. It is an open project, and I think we'll learn more about science this way.
I think classes should be more active, and then children would like it more.
I think that the part when we took the children in the lessons to the playground next to our school and we showed them how simple thing like playground that seems like known to everyone is so unknown. Like there is science everywhere, there is physics, chemistry everywhere. It's the really one of the girls came to me and said it was like the most interesting and most fun science class she ever did. It was like I felt like happiness in this time.
In our activities, most important thing is teamwork, because without it we are like normal people and we can't do big things.
I think that the best way to learn science is, of course, open science schooling, because you can participate, you can be active, you can experiment things, and you can see the things with your own eyes and not reading books and things that you don't like.
All approaches to OSS implementation are based on the challenge proposed to students in making them choose an important scientific mission for themselves and for society. Solving real problems in their local environment can be used to involve and empower them. Let's hear what the mission of some of our student groups are.
I think that specific mission that our project has is that we can know more about our nature in our local town, local place where we live. We can know more about it and know that there are a big diversity of species.
Well, my team worked on winemaking and the combination between wine and science, how science affects winemaking. It was interesting because we didn't know that science has such a great impact in winemaking. We visited a lot of wine houses. Wine people showed us a lot of new stuff we didn't know about how wine is produced and how science is involved in winemaking and how everything comes together to see the outcome in the real day life, in bottles of wine, the production, in the grocery stores when you see a wine, you don't know the story of it. So it's nice to see how everything comes together.
So to understand our mission, we need to go to the beginning. So when we got this mission, we thought that we need to encourage the science in our community. And we know that to encourage the science, we need to start from the youngest ages. So we knew that we need to work about education with the young children. So what we did is we thought where the young children are making fun, the playground. So what we did, we make signs in the playgrounds all over our city. And we wrote in the signs, of course, in simple words, in simple language, how is the physics behind the playground works. And it was really interesting. We saw a lot of kids coming to the signs, and we made QR codes that they can scan with their phone because everyone has a phone now, and it was really interesting.
Our purpose was to use renewable energy sources in our school, and we have been testing a lot of renewable energies like tidal energy, biomass energy, and none of that was possible because of our geographical position in school, and also because of the money that it's needed to do that. So after some experimentation, we noticed that the most efficient ones were the wind energy and the solar energy. But we didn't have enough wind at school to produce a good amount of energy. And since in Madeira we have a lot of radiation from the sun, solar energy is the better one, and that's what we've chosen.
During the project, one of the activities that we carried out was a video competition in which students had to reflect on their work for the project. The winning video is a good example for what motivated the students could produce when they have been given the freedom to be creative. But the obstacles we encounter at the time of implementing OSS activities are big, and they must be dealt carefully.
No nosso grupo de trabalho, um dos problemas é que nós não temos os mesmos horários e às vezes encontrar-nos, porque é sempre mais fácil comunicar pessoalmente do que pela internet. A partilha de ideias é sempre mais fluente e mais clara. E se houvesse mais tempo e se os horários fossem mais iguais, mais idênticos, seria uma grande valia para que o projeto realmente andasse mais rápido e tivesse mais progressos na nossa escola.
Bé, doncs, bàsicament s'hauria d'aplicar, seria més viable en centres que treballen per projectes i a més, doncs, on el professor que se n'en cuida de portar assignatures relacionades amb Open Science Schooling es dediqui quasi exclusivament a un nivell. No com, per exemple, en centres més petits, on els professorat treballem en diferents nivells i, clar, per exemple, costa moltíssim el que seria muntar sortides que no puguin afectar altres cursos. Cada vegada surt un de nosaltres, deixem altres cursos sense professor i després els temaris es poden quedar més alentits en els altres casos. L'ideal seria que si aquest professor està dintre un sol nivell, si fa sortides seria en aquell nivell i els altres grups no perdrien classes.
I think that the main obstacle is the time management. Many of our students have more extra classes and projects, and they don't know how to manage their time. It's difficult to be very organized, and I think it's the main obstacle.
Penso que é o principal obstáculo que nós sentimos é inserir este projeto no nosso currículo. O nosso currículo está tão fixo, tão fechado, que se torna difícil qualquer alteração que nós queiramos fazer, principalmente pelas questões de avaliação que têm a ver com as indicações do nosso governo. Por isso nós quase que somos um caso à parte daquilo que está a acontecer na escola. Enquanto as outras turmas estão a trabalhar na forma tradicional, nós estamos a desenvolver um projeto, exato, é um projeto, mas de uma forma completamente diferente. Nós tentamos nas nossas aulas inserir o projeto Open Science School no currículo, que haja uma interação entre os dois. Mas que seja fácil não é. É muito difícil, não por nós, não pelos alunos, que os alunos querem isso e nós também queremos, mas pelas questões burocráticas e do funcionamento da escola e de toda a estrutura educacional que está por trás, que vai criando obstáculos atrás de obstáculos atrás de obstáculos.
Είμαι τυχερός που έχω συναδέλφους που μπορώ να επικοινωνήσω μαζί τους και μπορούμε να βρούμε ποια είναι τα αντικείμενα αυτά που υπάρχουν μέσα στα μαθήματά τους, ώστε να χρησιμοποιήσουμε κάποια από αυτά τα αντικείμενα και κάποιες από τις ώρες τους για να μπορούμε να δουλέψουμε στο project που θέλουμε για το Open Science Schooling. Με αυτόν τον τρόπο έχουμε τη δυνατότητα να έχουμε περισσότερες ώρες δουλειάς, χωρίς να ξεφεύγουμε τελείως από το ορολόγιο πρόγραμμα.
Indeed, the OSS application will certainly involve breaking the educational rules in our school. We are not talking about skipping the law, but some rules. This type of project must be a school-level project. Teachers can participate in isolation. It must be a cross-cutting project and involve the school's management and teachers of various subjects. The obstacles are many, and some of them can be overcome by us, but maybe we can bother them. Our goal is not to modify the school educational system, and much less of the country. It's only about making some adjustments in the way we teach, with the objective to achieving a great change in the attitude of our students towards science, especially those who are starting to lose interest or those who have already lost it. If we tackle those difficulties, the benefits we can get are evident and significant in terms of motivation for our students.
In most of them, yeah, I think that they see science totally different than they used to see before. There are some students that still have not increased their interest, but it is normal. Science is a difficult topic and it's not for everyone to understand. But my main goal is not to make them understand, but to make them love it at first and see that they really need to know about them, and then the next steps will be more easy to make them understand it. Because if they love it, they will want to understand it, and they will not see as such exercises and difficult problems and something that they don't need.
I remember one example that a very little boy, he didn't know how to read, so his sister, older sister, like 7, 8 years old, came and started reading it to him, and they like played together in the playground. It was like really cute.
Someone told me that I never knew that chemistry would really matter to me at all.
Well, I always loved science and I thought of it as a really interesting subject. Like, there was a period of time where I lost interest in science and I didn't really know why, but it's like biology became hard, physics became hard, I lost interest, I didn't want to know more, do some research or anything. But when we started doing the open science schooling, I somehow my interest came back.
I could see the big changes. Some of the students are even considering of changing their career goals, which is very important. This is what we are here for. We want them to try to evaluate their values and also plan a little bit for the future, which is very good. And I think this project helps them to prepare themselves for the right choice.
Νομίζω ότι έχουν δεχθεί πάρα πολύ καλά οι μαθητές μας στο Open Science Schooling, γιατί και οι ίδιοι καταλαβαίνουν ότι αυτά που μαθαίνουν μέσα από αυτή τη διαδικασία είναι πράγματα που αντιμετωπίζουν στην καθημερινότητά τους. Έτσι δεν μαθαίνουν μόνο για κάποιους τύπους από τη φυσική ή τη χημεία ή κάποια μαθηματικά που δεν καταλαβαίνουν ότι τα χρησιμοποιούν στην καθημερινότητά τους. Και έτσι θεωρώ ότι και για αυτούς είναι καλύτερο και το δέχονται καλύτερα, γιατί συνδέουν αυτά που μαθαίνουν με τον πραγματικό κόσμο.
Before the project, I thought that the normal way to learn science is the only way we can learn, and we don't have enough power to change the system. I think that after we participated in this project, we know that we have power as students to change the system if we want to. And it's a good change. We need to change it because it's like part of the evolution. We have to change some things.
The biggest surprise was that when I heard one girl saying that I like the things we're doing in this project so much that I want to tell about this to the whole world. I want to take all my knowledge, and not only I want, she does, I take my knowledge back home to my family and my friends. And also she told me that she finds it very interesting, and she finds it very she finds it very due to the life requirements these days, because we do not only scientific experiments, we do a lot of things which the children can then apply in their real life situations. So for me, the biggest award was to hear that the knowledge she got during during these open science schooling activities is so valuable that she wants to shout and to speak to everybody and tell about her experience to infect the others to love this. So I think this is the surprise for me as well.
They are proud about what they are doing.
Yes, absolutely.
As you can see, students and teachers are proud to participate in innovative projects. They just need us to give them the opportunity. We must involve students who need to explain what they are doing to everyone, colleagues, friends, family. It is essential to share the project. The best way to learn is to teach others.
But I would like to say to all of the teachers that they are hearing this interview that they should try to figure out new things, new ways of teaching their students, new ways of making them realize that they don't have to learn, but they would like to want to learn by themselves.
To inspire them.
Yeah, to inspire them to learn things and try to forget that they are teachers and that they are students with their students, and they have to figure out new ways to work together, to learn together, because the old days have passed. We are not the teachers that we go by the board and we say, you learn this, close your books, goodbye, thank you very much. Times have changed, we have to adapt in these new situations.
So do you think science can be fun?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, this is the summary of our experience in OSS practice. If you feel the need to change the way we teach our students and are interested in knowing more about OSS, you will find all the information about the project on openscienceschooling.eu. Thank you for your attention and good OSS practice.